Hello, everybody. Welcome to my Facebook Live. Today is Wednesday, November 5th. I am making sure we're recording on the right page. And I've got all kinds of good news to share with you today about Stampin' Up! And my classes and everything that's going on with that. Okay, awesome. Looks like we're good. Okay, so as you come on, say hi so I know you're here, and so you get entered a chance to win the 3 cards that we're making today for Christmas. We're doing Christmas cards today. So let's get all of this stuff out of the way. Fun stuff coming up. So Christmas, the November Paper Pumpkin is called Wrapped in Cheer, and it makes 8 projects for each of 2 different tag designs with 8 identical coordinating boxes. You can add on the dies. And then I also wanted to show you there's 2 new kids collection kits. Everyday Beauty Kit, $25, and the Adventure Awaits Kit, it's $14. So, hey Marianne, good morning. Thanks for joining. It's good to have you here. Anyway, those look like really awesome kits. Stampin' Up's having a kit celebration. I don't know what you call it. I can't remember what they're calling it. Kit something. Anyway, kits are the plan for November. So I think if you are a demonstrator and sell 10 kits, then you get some free paper and a free class. Anyway, it's a great deal. Also, my class is coming up. I've got my card class and my Stamp-A-Stack at my house on Friday, November 21st. It's the Friday before Thanksgiving. You can either make 4 cards for $20, or it's 20 cards for $38, or it's only 18 with a minimum $35 order. So I wanted to show you some of the cards that we're making. I have misplaced that one card. Where is it? They got, anyway, these are some of the cards that we're going to be making. I don't know where the last card went. It's here somewhere. Yeah, anyway, I'll find, oh, here it is, right there. So we're going to be making these cards if you want to join the Christmas card class. And then also, if you, I'm having the evening class. Well, you know, I don't have the date on that one yet. So let's just wait on that. Okay, that's all that news. The Advent calendar is still available, $99, and you get a fun crafting Advent calendar. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh, you know what I wanted to share? The new online exclusives are available, and I'm sorry, stuff keeps popping up on my laptop here. All the new online exclusives for November has started yesterday, and here is one of them, and I really like this set. I just have the stamp set, but it does coordinate with the punch that punches out 3 different size banners in one punch. So the words are, "You are loved, I'm so grateful, consider yourself hugged, you're the sweetest, good thing, wishing you good things, I can't thank you enough, happy birthday, here's to you." And then in the cursive font is, "You did it, cue the confetti, I'm here for you, celebrate, thanks a million, sending my love." So it's great little sentiments. I have a lot of little label dies, and so I thought this would fit perfect for a lot of those little labels, and I like the words in there. So these were the cards that we made last week with the fun folds and the Inspiring Imperfections, the Kintsugi set, and the winner is, you know what? I lost her paper, but it's Cindy Jones. Cindy, you won these. I don't know where I did with that Post-it note. I keep losing stuff today. Anyway, these are the cards we made. Lots of fun folds. And so we will get those to you, Miss Cindy. I will see you Saturday at class. I'll give them to you then. And then this is the set we're using today. We're using the Jolly Holly bundle. It is $54 and you get this stamp set with 16 stamps. There's bells and a flower, holly, leaves, and all of these wonderful sayings that you can put together. It comes with a die set, and I wanted to show this to you. This die I set in the hybrid die embossing folder, so you can either emboss just plain, or you can emboss and die cut at the same time. So I left this in there to show you how it works. So this one is actually embossed and die cut at the same time. And one of the cards we're gonna make today, I've just die cut a bunch of this shaded spruce, and then I've cut the flowers apart, and we're gonna use those. So this is just trash pieces. So yeah, you can use it just to emboss, or to emboss and die cut at the same time. And then the other dies that are with it cut out the stamped shapes. Hi Terry, thank you. Thank you, Marianne. Good morning. But yeah, that die cuts the bells, that die cuts the flower. There's a joy, and that die cuts the holly, and then there's two different label shapes that nest together. So I love this set. It was one of my favorite sets. I wanted to show you some other cards that I've made with this in the past. So I just figured I'd show you some of these while we're out here. I've just used the words on this one, and the words, and the words, and the leaves. So this one is just embossed, and this one is just embossed, and then the Real Red Blends was used on that with some Wink of Stella. And this was the bells with the Merry Christmas. And may the spirit of the season bring you happiness and love. Bring you hope, happiness, and love. And then the bright and happy wishes with the leaves. So anyway, that's all of that. Okay, let's get started. The first one, we've got all our pieces die cut here. I did stuff ahead of time. So I have taken a piece of 4 1/4 by 11, 4 1/4 by 11, and scored it and folded it, and then I ran it through the embossing folder without the die in there, and just put it up next to the fold there. So we've got that as the front of our card. This is Real Red, and then I've die cut I cut a piece of gold foil, and it is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, and then the basic white is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. We're gonna stamp on this, and then we've got our extra pieces here. So we've got our words we're gonna stamp in Real Red, and we're gonna stamp Holly Jolly in the center of our white piece. And then I've got a die cut from the Stylish Shapes, and I've put a little bit of removable adhesive. You can order this on Amazon, or it's Tombow, and it fits our old snail cases. But I like the removable because then it's not on there permanently. So I just put a little bit of that on there, and I'm going to cover up our words so we can make our wreath around here. We're done with the red. So we've got our wreath here, and we have some Memento black ink, and we're just going to ink up our wreath, our leaves here, and make a wreath around this. So drop that. Wow. And I messed up my pieces too. I think I have extra. I'll have to look. Okay, so just gonna make our wreath around here. Maybe if I didn't throw my stamps at people. Wow, that really looks terrible. We're gonna start over. We're gonna flip this over and do this again. Because I'm not happy with that. Okay. Let's try this again. Where'd our circle go? Where'd I put it? I don't know where it went. There it is. Okay. I feel really silly, y'all. Let's try this again. Okay, we're gonna make one here. Let's try going this way. I think this needs to be re-inked. There, this is better. Okay. And let's see if I've got any extra of those pieces in there because my stamp flipped on those. Yay, I have those. Oh, I don't need that one. I need that one. Those got messed up. So yay, it's good to keep your baggie of extra stuff, right? Okay, so we'll remove this and then we'll color in our leaves. Oh, we're gonna need this. Let's leave that out. So I've got the light Old Olive and the light Real Red. I colored these with the Real Red, and the light Old Olive, and then I'm just gonna color these in. I'll just use the bullet tip, and it really doesn't take very long to color this in. So I have stamped these ahead of time and die cut them so they're ready to pop up on top of our card. Aren't you enjoying this cooler weather? It was so cool out this morning. My cat hasn't been out lately. I don't like to let him get out. He's an inside cat, but we went and sat on the patio this morning. I held him. He wanted down. He wanted to go explore the grass, but I just don't want anything to get him. My good news is my daughter and son-in-law and my 4 grandbabies got to move into their house. They moved to Venus Friday. They closed and they've been moving in all weekend and now getting everything settled, and they got out of their mold house and got out of the camper that wasn't really working. Yeah, they are settled. Okay, so now we're gonna put some Stampin' Seal. Their house is really nice. It's like 35 minutes away from me in Venus, Texas, but it's not that far, I guess. But as soon as I'm done here, my grandbabies are coming over. I think 3 of them. I'm not sure if I'm keeping both, the girls and the baby, or just the girls. Matt and Sonia are gonna go to the camper and get the dogs and cats and move them over. Okay, we're gonna pop these up. So I've got some mini dimensionals here. We'll just pop those on there. So all of this is flat, but this is popped up. Let's find a skinny one to put on there. And we'll do I'll just put that there. And the flower can go there. Is that a poinsettia? That's what I'm guessing. And then the holly leaves. And then we need to add a little jewel. So I've got the iridescent pearl basic jewels and a little piercer, which you can use your take your pick tool and get underneath it, or just use your fingers. So just have a little jewel on that. You can add more, but I think that's fine. So holly jolly. The only thing is I kind of wish that I had made this part smaller so you could see more of the edge, but it's still pretty. Okay, moving on to card 2. We've got all our pieces here. So 5.5 by 8.5 basic white. And then I've got a piece of Mossy Meadow, and it is cut 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then I've got a piece of the Woven Textures designer paper, and it's cut 3 by 4 1/4. And then one of the labels from these dies. This one is the bigger one because I wanted the words to fit on here really well. So I've got Cherry Cobbler and Memento, and we're gonna stamp the the bell. Oops, wrong color. I gotta clean that off. We're gonna color this with blends. We want this one in the Memento. Today is my big major mess up day, isn't it? Okay, we're gonna stamp the bells right there. And then we've got the words in Cherry Cobbler, wishing you and yours all the best. And then we'll color that in with our blends. So for this, we've got, for the bow, we've got dark Cherry Cobbler. And we'll just color that in. I realized this morning that I am almost out of Cherry Cobbler paper. I need to place an order because I use it a lot at Christmas. Real Red and Cherry Cobbler are ones that I use Christmas time. The reds and the greens. And then this is light smoky slate. We'll color our bells. And make sure when you are coloring with the blends, you have something underneath it to protect your workspace because the ink does go through the paper. You can see it goes through, but yeah, I guess it's a poinsettia. I just don't use smoky slate as much. I prefer gray granite because it's got some like warm tones to it. But smoky slate's a good bell color, right? Good silvery color. And then I thought for the balls on the bell, we'd make them yellow. This is dark Daffodil Delight. Okay, and let's put it all together. So we've got our stamp and seal. November is a month to be thankful, and I am very thankful for you all watching my videos and supporting me and being my friend. I'm thankful for your friendships. I need my friends. Okay, so when I try to decide what size paper to cut that, I got out my trusty little, I don't know, my matte sizes, card fronts. I made this, I just stuck it in a, one of our clear envelopes. And I've got some directions for the 5 cards at a time. So I made this just the regular card size. So this one is 4 1/4 by 5. And then that way you can just take these measurements and these pieces and just hold them up there and see. This is probably what I should have done when, I should have made that smaller to make that red show more. But it just helps you know like what size to make. So I use that one, 4 and 5. So it's handy to let you know what kind of mats, if you want like them proportionate to the card on all the sides. So that is the measurements, or it's that if you want to look at that. Anyway, it's just a helpful little thing someone taught me. I don't remember who it was, but It's nice to have this right on my desk to use that. So we'll go ahead and pop this part up just because. Hey Donna, how are you? I have to give a shout out to my upline, Jennifer Cotton. She is number 35 in the company in Stampin' Up. Isn't that amazing, y'all? She's earned the incentive trip every year that she's been a demonstrator, and she's an inspiration to me to grow my business, and she's just a really awesome person, so I'm so thankful for Jennifer. Congratulations, Jennifer. Anyway, cute. Easy peasy. Okay, and the last one, all our pieces here. So I've got a basic white, 5.5 by 8.5. And then I've got a piece of cherry cobbler. So this, I decided to be cheap and save my paper. So this is gonna cover that. So I die cut the word joy out of the center before I ran it through the Birchwood 3D embossing folder. This is one of the big ones. So then after I die cut joy, I ran it through the embossing folder, and then we're gonna adhere it to our card front. And this is cut 4 by 5 1/4, just the basic card front mat. And then we've got our circle. This is one of the stylish shape circles, one of the bigger ones. And we'll just add some adhesive to that and place it over our die cut. Nobody